Hi guys, so Christina and I cooked bouffe à la Nicoise, courtesy of Sunday Suppers at Lucques, which is by Suzanne Goen, a local chef here in Los Angeles. And it's kind of a labor-intensive recipe, which gets super easy after you put it in the oven and just braise and let it go for a bit. But I'm going to show you a few shortcuts to help your prep work get a little easier. So if you want to come over here, first is the marinade for the short ribs. It has some orange peel and a little bit of cracked black pepper, and if you don't want to sit there with a peppermill for the entire time, this is a really easy way to do it. So you just take some of the black peppercorns, you want to make a nice even layer, and then you take a really small saute pan and you just want to press with the palm of your hand in there, and then just crack them. And they will kind of fly around a little bit. You start at the top and you'll create a little border for them so they're not going all over the place. So you see as you go, then they start to crack, and then you just keep working at it. So that's really easy. And then the next one is the orange zest. And usually you use a microplane when you're doing orange zest, but with this recipe, or any marinades, you just want to take a vegetable peeler and peel off the zest, because this has so much flavor and so much of the juice in it. And if you can, I don't know if you can get that, but you can get a lot of the natural oils that come out of the orange. So keep that in mind when doing this recipe. Just a couple of the little peels in there, maybe about half an orange I think it calls for. The next one, it has the Nicoise olive in it, which is a really tiny olive that usually most markets don't sell pitted. So something really easy for this, just take a kitchen towel, open it up on your cutting board, put some of these in there, drain them obviously, put those in there, kind of an even layer, and cover them. And you can use anything heavy. If you don't have one of these little meat mallets, you don't have to use it. Again, you can use a saute pan, and then you're just going to lightly tap them. Then you open it up and should be able to just pop out and separate the olive from the pit. Pretty simple. That way you don't have to sit there and try to pit them one by one. Really simple. And then the very last one, braising, is kind of a combination heating or cooking process. So the meat is getting a little bit steamed, as well as having the ambient temperature of the oven around it. So a great way to have this speed up a bit, because usually braising takes about 3 to 4 hours. You can get this down to about 2.5 hours sometimes, depending on the size of the meat. So you use a little bit of plastic wrap, and this is also great if you don't have a matching lid for whatever dish that you're cooking in. So you just put some plastic wrap on it. Make sure that you tuck it under whatever edges you have, and then cover the entire thing with foil, because that way the plastic wrap doesn't melt out from the oven. So just make sure to protect that, and then that'll get your cooking time down and ensure that your meat is more tender and juicy and succulent, and not drying out in the process. So I hope you guys try out this recipe, and happy eating.